Lift off. What's happening, everybody? This is Rick with the Rixican Show.
Lift off
Uh,
from what?
I just messing around. This maybe that the space shuttle rescue
Oh,
mission
oh
thing.
yeah, that was cool.
I wish they would have dressed up as like gorillas and apes and been like, "Welcome to Earth," like all humans, and then put them in prison. Planet of the Apes. I thought that would have been hilarious. Little. How can the government just can't have fun sometimes?
I hear the girls want to have fun.
Yeah. Nice.
That's all they really, really want.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, but I think that would have been a cool little joke or prank. Be like, "Welcome to Earth, all humans." They've been up there for, geez, they're up there for quite a while. I don't have evidence of this, but people were like, "Send us back to the space." I doubt that's true. That little tin box, humid and gross, that difficult to clean, I guess. But anyway, all the space juices. It's downhill. Oh, save us. Oh, man. Well, happy spring, everybody.
First day.
First day of spring. And the calendar has been popping up in my mind thinking of spring. And some of you are very familiar with this. We should be on a 13-month calendar with 28 days. Could you imagine how simple your planning would be? Because you'd be like, the first of every month is always a Monday. Wouldn't that be great? Uh, yeah. Or could they do it so like every once a month, every Friday is Freaky Friday the 13th? Like, well, however they said it, it would be the consistent every month. And you would be like, Monday's the first. And then anyway, you would just, once you have that pattern for each month, you can just replicate it throughout any month of the year. And you can plan that way instead of, where's my calendar? What day is that? Some people just be like, boom, I got it. It's simple.
Yeah.
The first, Monday the first, the next Monday's the 8th.
So that would there have to be 28 days then, or
Yeah, it'd be 28 days. So you're just taking away the 30, 31, 29, 30, 31 of the 12 months. You combine them all. And so I guess originally our calendar was a 13-month calendar because,
oh,
because like August is 8, like I think. And so April, if I'm not mistaken, I think April would be the new year instead of like January. So I think December is 10, if that makes sense.
makes sense to you? It makes sense to me.
I'm so tired of being right, folks. No, I was kidding. I make my mistakes like everyone else.
What did we learn in the last show?
What, Humpty
Humpty
Dumpty?
Dumpty,
Humpty Dumpty's not a real person, folks.
King Richard III.
Yeah. I guess he fell off his horse called the wall. All in all, it's just another brick on the wall. Um, I'll be here all week. Karaoke Friday and Saturday at Rick's. So if you want to come down and sing, I think we're going to be adding karaoke on Wednesdays down at Rick's. So that's pretty cool. Um, I still got to, I've been so busy doing construction and stuff. I still have to play with the pizza maker and get pizza going. I got to tweak the sauce a little bit. So I need
Yeah,
a little sweeter, a little oregano, and then I think we're pretty close.
gotta have that spice though too. A
Something.
little bit of bite, not too much, because some people can't tolerate
Well,
bite.
I bought a case of tomato sauce and I was like, oh, it's not sweet. It needs a little doctoring, or I need to buy a different sauce. But I'm like, I have a whole case. I don't want to waste a case. But anyway, I got a ton of work to do. Another thing that's been on my mind is, and we've talked months ago about words and meanings of words, and a lot of words roll off our tongue and we don't give it two thoughts. And just a reminder, every time you use the letter A at the beginning of a word, it negates the word. Greek, Latin, all this wonderful stuff that we learn that we ignore. So when you say, I'm alive, A before the word makes it, you're not. And then there's this big thing. Uh, People be like, I'm awake. You're not. The A before the word awake means you're not awake, right? So it's like,
I feel like I'm in this Twilight Zone right now.
yeah, it's pretty much it's this wordplay that we do. It, just because we use it with our friends and it's cool and trending, whatever. There's the belief that words have spells, right? So when you pray, you're basically casting spells to you, God, source, whatever. Creating your manifesting your your way of being. And if you use the law of attraction, if you're into that, you're like, if you use the wrong words, you're like, I just want to be alive. I'm going to put out alive everywhere. But that word may mean not alive, and you might find hard things coming your way
Oh,
if you're attracting the wrong things. I'm awake. I'm alive. And you're like, you're putting that in the universe.
it's been a while.
Maybe that's going to cause more problems for you than you realize. So uh, we should do a word choice uh, before you throw that energy out there, because you might be tripping yourself up and you don't know about it. Yeah. Uh, and my favorite one is the word human.
Uh-oh.
We talked about this before, right? Black's Law Dictionary. A human is like a fake person, a fake whatever, and it's a monster. It's like
Monster.
a clone, a replica, a corporation. It's a monster. It's pretending to be a person. And so we have a thing called human resources. And to me, that's like Monsters Inc. like like the management of monsters. So we use a lot of words in our anyway, it cracks me up. I'm like, human resources, monster resources. Get your resources today, you little dirty monster. Yeah. It cracks me up. Human. And that's like more Black's Law Dictionary. So the legal definitions. If you probably Google it, it'll be like human is got two arms and
A
two feet.
person being considered as capable of having rights of being charged with duties, while a thing is the object over which rights may be exercised. So, monster is a thing.
It's a thing.
Human being is cross referenced to monster in the eyes of editors of the dictionary.
Yeah.
Only relevant legal issues surrounding one's humanity
Yeah.
is that.
So this I'm gonna take a tangent here. So um right, you have humans, minors, you have not everything is what you think it is. So where are my fact checkers out? I have a job for you to do.
Oh,
Verify for me that if you create a corporation, if it's considered a minor, and verify for me that as you file your taxes, if a corporation's a minor and it asks you if you have any dependents, can you place those corporations down as your dependents? And if you have a corporation and you're not getting a salary, can you go on food stamps with a bunch of minors of corporations that you own but aren't getting paid from? Do you see the game? Because it says, oh, do you have any dependents or minors? Yeah, I've got a corporation. Let me write down the EIN number for you. And its name just happens to be, whatever,
Rex.
falling snow or, yeah, Rick's Eatery. That's a crazy name, right? Imagine. So, where my fact checkers out? Can you work the system? Can you work the system by using? It's not. It's like it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I'm like, can I find an account that even knows what I'm talking about? So something to do a little research on, folks. I was like, huh, interesting. So when you have people that walk in and they swipe their little food card, it's like $3,000. You're like, whoa, how'd you get $3,000 on your little EBT card? Well, I've got a bunch of dependents. I'm unemployed, right? I'm not getting paid salary from my business I own, and I've got a bunch of dependents because I've got 10 corporations. Oh, woe is me. Like there are ways to work the system. And so I'm like, we need to do a little research. So if you are are an investigator, help me research this out because I'm very curious to have this verified that if uh, a corporation is a minor, so and what you can do with that. But you would not. It's out of the box thinking. You're not taught it, so how would you know? Um, and many tricks that I do, and I'm not a genius with corporations or anything like that, so don't think I'm all super smart. I just something that was mentioned in in passing by someone that thinks they're an expert in something, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, let's check this out. Um, yeah, are corporations considered a minor, and can you use that to your advantage in the tax system? I was like, what? This is crazy. I'm no longer paying myself a salary, and I now have a new minor.
Yes, for coal.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, crazy stuff out there. But yeah, it just word games. Like I was, yeah, things that you don't think of it. So many things I do, like I study handwriting analysis, like a crazy thing. I don't know why it works, why your brain leaves little glitches in your writing, your subconscious mind leaves little things there, at least hooks and swirls and stuff. And they go, oh, that's beautiful handwriting. And I look at it and go, oh my gosh, this person's been abused, or this person is, very smart, or this person is, like I see things. But because you don't know the tricks, you don't know, I guess it looks like hocus pocus because I would have thought, oh, well, it's like palm reading. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't get that. But for some reason, it works. And it just you don't know the tricks to the trade. Um, and so it's somehow comparing this to, accounting or business or, words. We just don't know the tricks. And it's like, do you have time to study everything? So one of the like tricks to handwriting is, for example, if someone writes really big, do they want attention or do they not want attention? And the answer is they want attention. They're writing really big. When you leave a note for somebody and you want, on the fridge, like, read this, kids, I went to the store, whatever you're doing, you leave a note and you write it big because you want to draw attention to it. Now, the opposite works as well. Does the person want attention or do they not want attention if they write itty bitty 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 small? An example of that is Einstein. Einstein wrote, you might as well pull out a magnifying glass to read it. There you have an introvert, right? It's really, really small. Now, why the brain does that is interesting to me. So, like, it's a fun hobby. I call it a party trick, but some people are like, and I tell people, do not be offended with what I have to say if I analyze you. Much of what comes out of my mouth may appear rude. It's just my process, how I do it. I'm like, oh, you're selfish and you like attention and you have low self esteem. And then people are like, oh my gosh, you know, thanks for, I already know, stop saying, it's like, I'm like, hey, but what you can do is raise your goals. And, but sometimes it's a hard reality for people, be like, oh, you have this perversion in your writing. So, you know, uh, maybe you should stay off the pornography because you have this perversion that that you fell off the wagon. So, um, but all that shows up in your writing, and it's fascinating to me. I don't understand why it works. I just know that I'm like 90% right when I look at it. I'm just like hitting home runs with it. So anyway, but because you don't know the the tricks to the trade with many things in life, it's you just don't know. So In this case, I'm like, I don't know. Can someone verify that for me? Where do I even start? Because they don't teach some of this stuff. Like well, even like handwriting analysis, they don't teach it. But that's just me comparing an example of certain accounting practices that I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm like, this is kind of something that'd be cool to look into because if it works, that'd be awesome. Okay, moving along. India invades George Soros's Open Foundation Society. And they're like, what will they find? Good on India. To me, I'm kind of noticing there's a change in guard. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent. I do not care. We are slaves at the bottom arguing. If you pay taxes, you know, you're at the bottom. Um, so we're at the bottom. And uh, you have the globalists, the elite, and they have the globalists, and they have this populist. They're political parties, and they're at war right now. And and there's a big kind of I don't know if there's a takeover, but it's been gaining momentum. I mean, you see it with the Brexit, you see it, with the different things happening in the world over the years, and then Trump's a populist, and you're seeing a lot of these changes going on, and it's like, yeah, I guess you can pick which one you like better. Things are going to change, but the globalists have their agenda, the populists have their agenda, and then we, the people, we're just like, man, we just want affordable housing, good food, freedom to travel. Like we just want, you know, a quality of life, you know, and the other stuff you guys do, just give us quality of life, you know, and so it's hard to tell who's going to provide those, rights for us. Um, but anyway, but with these changes happening, people that were untouchable are now getting scrutinized, I guess is my point to all of this. So, like guys like George Soros, that's like, yeah, I'm trying to overthrow the United States. Um, now, don't get me wrong. I don't think we as the United States are innocent. If you think we've never meddled with another country's election, if we've never overthrown countries, they're, I'm like, we've messed with it all. I'm pretty positive of that. Um, a good example of that is, if you want to look into that economic hitman, that guy has some good stories about, how we control countries and take out governments and manipulate politicians. Um, and I think he said he claims to be one of these guys. He's like, when there is a new president or new prime minister, whatever, he says their first day in office, I go walking through the office and everyone's like, you know, hey John, hey John, hey John, how's it going, John? Good. And it's like I walk right in, to the Oval Office and I throw two briefcases on the table. And he's like, in this one, I got this much money for you and your family if your country keeps its agreement with us, with our deep state corporation, whatever. And he's like, in this other briefcase, I got a pew pew with your name on it. And they're like, whoa, like he just walks right in like he's at home. Like, bam, you got money or the alternative. And he's like, and sometimes we have issues with, certain country leaders and they don't want to play ball and we take them out. And I was like, dang, it's crazy stuff. So, for whatever that's worth, it just gives an idea of how things are manipulated behind the scenes, way above what we want to even think about. Like I say, we just want affordable housing, quality food, right to travel. You know, you know, we as the people, we don't want war. It's countries that want war. We want stability. We want all these things. And right now we're in a place where stability is kind of off the table for a little bit while things are implemented. And part of this implementation, have you guys noticed the Ripple case? The Ripple case with the SEC. But for the last 4 years, this little financial transaction company that created a token called XRP has been getting grilled for 4 years. And I guess they've won all the major points of the case in the last 4 years. And then I guess it's officially like over. And they're like, this has been government overreach the entire time. It's, you know, there was no victim and it's hurt, certain people that have invested money, like took $15 million out of their market. Um, so it caused some pain and suffering. Now, some people say this is was done on purpose. It's like one of the only cryptos or companies that now has clarity, and they're saying, yeah, you know, you're not a security. They want to do I believe, the transaction part of the financial system. And so now we have to take a look at Doge. And the end result of all this, we're going to see when the dust settles, we will see how this was put together. But the question is Doge using Ripple? As Doge goes tromping through and everyone's like, oh my gosh, mind your business. What are you doing? Some people are like, yeah, he's saving us money. They're looking for fraud, waste, abuse, and this and that. And, whatever side you want to be on, it doesn't matter. These things are happening. But my question is, as they're going into each of these and implementing new policies, are they using Ripple? Are they implementing it? Are they putting in structure into the computer stuff where things are being implemented where everything will track? Now, from my perspective, this is a big dog and pony show to show us that we can't track this and that and da, 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 da. Right? Problem, problem, problem. What is the solution? And the solution is blockchain. Blockchain is the solution to all this chaos. Now, you could probably take a step back um, and go, well, how's money done right now? And it's like, okay, you got the Fed, and the Fed oversees 12 uh, reserve banks, and those reserve banks, you know, are transacting with all the banks in the world. And so it's like they kind of know where the money goes from that arm of things in the banking world. Um, but still, we're not having the clarity, the transparency uh, with some of the money, or they won't disclose it, or whatever it is. Uh, but blockchain will force their hand where everything will be tracked. And as money is $1 million is sent to this guy to send to Ukraine, whatever, and they'll go, wait, he's only sent this, but where did this money go? Why is he using it this way? Um, they will be able to track that for its whole life. Each each coin will have its own reality TV show following it around for the rest of its life, being like, "Look at me! I went here, I went there, and oh, yeah, I'm at the beach. I'm here." Like it that's what blockchain will do for it. Is that a nice analogy? It's like, hey, reality TV show, and just follow the money around. You'll be able to track it everywhere it goes. But I also believe with that, we're going on the blockchain too, and they'll be able to track what you're buying and selling and doing. So, also, and I say this frequently, artificial intelligence needs blockchain. It needs to think and process information and have it move securely at a thought. Um, and it can transact money as a thought. And so the speed of which things can happen with AI, they all work together. It's like, you know, you have we have great things happening for us, right? You're born, you're like, hey, I got this body, you know, and then they're like, hey, a body needs clothing, a body needs shoes, a body needs, sunglasses, a body needs a hat, like, so we need all this complementary technology for the thing to, you know, oh, you want to run a marathon? You need shoes, And you need knee pads. You want a skateboard? Hey, you need a car? Like each of these technologies add to the overall benefit of whatever you want to consider the mother system, whether it's AI, the internet, whichever one you want to say is the human body. Each of it adds on, and you say, "Wow, the quality of life of being a person and having a car and shoes and a house and all these things, you know, that is, gives us great quality of life. An AC unit, great quality of life, addition to what we have, medicine, all this stuff. So anyway, I've taken that analogy and can we compare it to just technology? So artificial intelligence as, we come out with the quantum internet, quantum computing, um, all these things, they're just sweet additions, blockchain, crypto, they're all of it's coming together and they all need each other um, for this, to get to super AI, to get to, whatever it is that they're going for. But hopefully that analogy makes sense. Who wants to run around naked?
Hey. Oh, sorry.
Donnie did last show. He had his shirt off and stuff. It's crazy in here. Um, what else is happening?
Tesla.
Yeah, let's see. I guess going back to Doge and Ripple. So the idea is they're deleting the old system and they're putting us on new rails and a new system. And these people that are powerful have to either part of it or they got to bend the knee and jump aboard. The system's moving. The old system is a debit credit based system, right? The dollar. Uh, the concept is the new system. It will most likely be XRP, Ripple, right? And it'll be equity based, and and they say it'll have like a fluctuating price to it, which I don't exactly understand all that. It just is interesting because we're like, are we going to gold? Are we going to this? Are we doing a mixed bag of assets? Which I think would make sense, but like I it may be in stages. It may be, because they still have to sell it to us. They still have to sell it to us, and we all be like, yeah, that's what we need. Because it's all still funny money, you know. We'll go from fiat currency to, something else. I don't think it'll be Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin will be part of the system, but not the. I really think XRP is the winner in the end of doing the transactions. XRP will be like, not XRP, Bitcoin. I think will be like a gold reserve for the system, but it time will tell. Time will tell. So buckle up, enjoy the ride. Um, Tesla, the burning surge. And I did a quick search, and I don't have the answer to this, but my quick search was um, who owns Teslas? Is it Democrats? Is it Republicans? It looks like it's a mixed bag. So we could assume it's 50-50. I don't know if it's 60-40, like, I don't know, but who owns these vehicles? And they're all being like kind of attacked, destroyed. And then Donnie pointed out there was a docs leak
Yes.
where all the people that own Teslas, their addresses were put out. I'm like, oh, fun. Uh,
Are they attacking their own people though?
half of them, half of them are their own people, and but then they're in a tough spot. They're like, I can sell it. I've got this vehicle, but if I drive it, people are gonna, harass me or throw a Molotov cocktail at it. You know,
Yeah.
would you like some soup with that and cheese and peas?
No, thank you.
Um, but what do you do with it? They're like, do I just park it? Do I sell it? Do I destroy it? Like, what do you do with it? Well, can I? Yeah. And if I sell it, does anyone want to buy one right now? Like, you're kind of stuck. And but, um, like you have a right to believe whatever you want. I can't imagine. I mean, a dirty look isn't enough. I don't know. I don't, oh, cool. You have your opinion. Life goes on. But man, if you didn't feel safe driving it, anyway, I'm sure times and seasons will pass or whatever. But how organized is this? I don't know. I don't know. But there's people that are upset. But are they attacking their own people? They're like, yeah, I want to sell, but I don't want to lose my dinero. But for the greater good, destroy it. Drive it off a cliff. What do you want these people to do with their Teslas? Uh, I mean, I don't know. I think they're just I think Tesla and Elon are kind of synonymous. You know, the idea of it. I don't think he owns the majority of the stock. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I'm sure everybody there's rolling their eyes. What do we do about production? But hey, if they're burning, there might be some insurance and there'll be new ones coming right out. Maybe the burning of them is providing insurance money to make new ones. They're like, oh, well, Tesla for a Tesla.
2 years newer.
You're like, hey, I was trying to stop this, but now all this insurance money, well, maybe they'll take it and buy something else, but I'm sure a portion of them will go to repair or uh, getting a new one.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that, but I was like, oh, if you got insurance, what are the odds they're going to get another one? Anyway, I don't own a Tesla. I don't have these problems. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful today. I got a beat up truck doing construction, doing a little drywall mud today. Got guys painting. So life is good. Life is good. Um, man, it's spring. I'm so glad it's warming up. Are you guys excited it's warming up? I'm loving it.
Oh, it's cold today though.
Next week will be a little warmer. I made it. This has been a warm winter. I made it through most of the winter in a sweater. They're out there. They're working. Yep, yep. Yeah, we got this beat up house we're working on. So quite the deal. So, but hey, I'm grateful for the work. We're out there kicking butt, taking names. Um, and yeah, the owner's pretty happy. So, but it was kind of a mess. There was a pipe that burst, and it leaked for 3 days.
Oh man.
Yeah. So there was all the old flooring had to come out, some subflooring had to come out, and just kind of start over. So fortunately, the ground was sand, so the water in the crawl space just you know how sand and water kind of
Absorb.
absorbs quickly. So that was like a huge benefit. But if it had been like anything else, it would just be a mud bath. If it was not in the winter, it probably would have molded. Um, so there were several, I guess, a couple blessings with this. So, um, but yeah, there was like four pipes underneath the house that needed repair, where they had like froze or cracked or whatever. So
Yeah.
nothing I cannot handle. We do it all. Yeah. Um, but yeah, some of these older homes have, funny things about them. There was a pipe jack, a flashing with a pipe that would go through it, but there's no pipe going through it anymore. And so I had to make a dummy one. You take a pipe, put a cap on it, and slide it into the flashing because like it didn't exist anymore
Yeah.
for whatever happened before I was even there. But I was like, what do I do with this hole? Now I mean, it's only like so big, and the rain or snow is not going to get you too bad. But I was like, we're gonna do a little something waterproof the house. $5 part. So I mean, some of these older homes are interesting. They're fun. They have these additions and things.
You have weird ideas that fun.
Yeah, oh, I love to build. That's what I'm good at. Problem solving. I always tell my customers like it's your house. I'll do it your way. I'll give you my opinion. You may see my eyes roll, be like, oh man, like this is, but it's your house. I'm gonna do it your way. So just because I, think these colors match or, whatever. If I'm playing interior designer one day and then, doing tile or whatever, I mean, I have my bias because I go, this is the standard, or this is what works, or this is what I think is cool. But um, we did a little help over at the EDubs facility, and he hustled some leftovers from the carpet one, Skog Brothers.
Yeah.
um, stuff they're not carrying or whatever. He hustled some deals over there. And I was like, random carpet here, random linoleum here, random this there. But I was like, man, these are pretty random. But when it all came together, I was like, you know what? This actually looks like it looked pretty cool. Like it all came together. I was like, this actually, I think you pulled it off. It's got its vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty cool. Cause like sometimes you get, discount sloppy seconds. We don't carry it anymore. Uh, like, are you going to have enough to finish? You have certain concerns, but in the end, I was like, man, these colors all complemented each other and came together. And I was like, this is pretty cool. It's got its swagger. So, but and what I can do at my business, I can get away with stuff. Where in my house, I would never. Like if you come into Rick's, I got some T-Rex skull hanging off the ceiling. Like I wouldn't put that in my house, but at a business, it's just something unique to be like, oh, that's cool. Um, so it's just different set of rules, I guess. At least in my mind. Maybe for some of you, it may not matter, but you usually have like your traditional house, your traditional colors, white trim or whatever. But it's interesting to in business to break the rules and and go for you know go for something wild, something crazy, and so that's kind of fun. I love the creative side of business. Like I have people come to me all the time, like, "Hey, I'm thinking about this business or that business." I'm like, "Oh, I'm all ears. What do you got? That's so cool. Uh, have you thought about this? Have you done?" I could tell you what not to do. I've made my mistakes. I'll tell you what not to do, but it's super cool to see the process of how things are put together. And you know, our little podcast room, it's rough. It's like concrete floors with some rugs down. I'm like, it's rough, but I'm like, hey, it's just for a podcast. It's all good. It's like we're it's not worth spending $1 million on a podcast thing that it's you know we have what we need, and so we're good for right now.
Yeah.
So it's just and I could empty this room out and it could be an office one day. It could be whatever we want it to be. So I guess it is an office, the podcast office, the podcast room.
Studio.
Yeah, yeah. Donnie was here. Donnie does uh low volt.
IT, network infrastructure,
Thank you. I was like, I don't know what to call you.
um, you name it, anything commercial, industrial.
IT. So he
We
was
do it.
fixing some cameras for me today,
Yeah.
getting some stuff updated. But IT industrial, um, they needed a few extra hands, and he was like, "Rick, can you help me work at a data center?" So I went down to a data center, and we tore down
7,500 servers a day.
7,500 servers a day. We ripped apart, and then another job, I put in memory sticks into
Yeah.
computers. And then I go back to my regular construction stuff. But it's sometimes when you're self-employed, you get jobs. Sometimes you need manpower, and you're like,
Yeah.
where does this come from? So um, it was cool to learn like a new trade. I was like, oh, pushing in a memory stick, 5 minutes of training, I'm an expert, and so like we go through and we upgrade memory for artificial intelligence. So I was like, it's coming, folks, it's
Yep.
coming, kicking and screaming, it's coming.
That's so true.
Now I've worked at a data center before, but like we more monitored systems, the electrical and plumbing. We monitored systems. Where this part, I was like helping out with IT, and I'm like, man, I could barely turn on a computer. Doesn't matter. There's grunt work even in IT, so they can handle a guy like me.
Yeah, there were some people complaining about how physical the server job was.
Yeah, it's pretty demanding. There's a grind to it because you're handling, I don't know,
There's 70-pound servers.
all day.
Yeah.
You have this like human chain, and guys are just slinging deal, and you know whether it's 30 pounds or whatever, but all day long you're just lifting, you know, uh yeah, your joints, you feel it. You
Oh
feel it.
yeah.
It's like that's a bit of a grind, but you're like, let's keep going, let's keep going. So um yeah, there's some grunt work even in IT. And then you go back to the easy stuff. But even putting in the memory sticks, that stuff will,
I got to pay you
slice
for like
slice
eight,
up your
10 hours for working 4 to 5 hours.
fingers a little bit. Some of that stuff's a little sharp, and you get little paper cuts. Death by a million. I can't say that on uh
Unaliving,
by a million server cuts. Yeah.
dim cuts.
So you're trying not to get blood on these things. So I probably can't even say that. Red juices
You're
in
not on TikTok, so
places.
it's okay.
I am.
Oh, you are. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
sorry.
Live blood and juices that you can't mess with. Um, but anyway, it's awesome I love it, doing something different, learning something new. Um, a whole business that I'm like, oh, it's interesting. But it also allows me to be like, if now I know more of what someone does, I can be like, hey, I know a guy. I know a guy. Um,
Yeah, we're actually updating all the networks for Macy's in Oregon and Washington,
yeah,
and crew of guys with some lifts and making their internet faster and the way that their devices communicate with each other faster. So it's switches, it's access points, it's cabling, it's all kinds of stuff.
yeah. So,
And we do that for a lot of chains. We did American Eagle, we did Designer Shoe Warehouse, we did all the Home Depots. We were doing a Walmart one, but no names mentioned. One guy ruined that whole thing for us. Yeah.
eh, employees sometimes they screw up. But you do sheriff, you do stuff for
Law
law
enforcement. Oh
enforcement.
yeah.
So can you have it on your phone? You can click on Grant County and see what they're like up to.
No,
Hey,
no, we get temporary access.
wink, wink.
So when we're gone, then we have
You
no
have a
more
you have
access.
a back door. Like, do do do.
Stuck a quarter in the door.
Yep, I know what you're doing in that office. Oh man, that would be
Why are you waterboarding? The guy's jaywalking.
yeah. Hmm. I see you went in your office with someone and shut the blinds. What's going on?
No, the stuff we do is
Office
is
shenanigans.
is not offices but interview rooms, so they can interview potential criminals, suspects, and so forth.
Mm.
So we put in overt and covert cameras
I'm,
and audio recording devices.
I'm really tired of them bringing me into those rooms. I
you're,
hope not.
you're on camera.
Yeah. Well, I'm right here. Just ask me a question. You don't need to.
And we have crazy looking cameras. Some of them are fire strobes. Some of them are
Also,
uh,
they're hidden in plain sight.
electrical outlets. Some of them are like there's weird stuff, motion sensors.
Yeah. Could you move my electrical outlet a little higher so the camera will?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you guys put stuff in that takes temperature?
No, we don't do that.
That would be
No.
cool.
Yeah,
Because then you know the temperature of the person. Oh,
they're sweating.
he's getting nervous.
Yes.
Hit him,
Me?
get him.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, yeah. It's always a little different than the movies, the reality.
Yeah, like it
reality
doesn't
of it.
sound like the sound they make when they hit somebody.
Judo chop.
Never sounds like that.
Uh, that's my move, man. The Judy chop.
Judy?
Yeah, Judy chop.
Uh-oh. Who's Judy?
That's my chop. Um, oh man, too much fun. Um, Man, what's else? I heard there's a new little bread store that opened up in Moses Lake.
There's a
It- I'm going to say it wrong. I read it like a few days ago. Is it called Tiki's or something? It's over by Planet Fitness,
uh-huh
and it's like a Mexican
bread
bread
store.
store,
Wow.
sweet bread.
Or what about I think it's called Molo's breakfast tacos. Have you had those yet?
Where's that at?
On Ash Street, just off of Broadway. They're in the parking lot of what used to be a mechanic. They have a food truck
Oh,
there.
across from Midway and Danny's.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Their food is so good.
Is it?
Yeah, they're only open till from like 6 a.m. till noon.
Is it a roach coach or a little hut?
It's
Like
a food truck.
a food truck?
Yeah,
Oh.
which we're getting quite a few of those in town if you haven't noticed.
It's been kind of a growing trend, the food truck thing.
Yeah,
When I was a kid, I mean, you had your roach coaches that were cruising around, but like, or at least in Moses Lake, it's like you know, why start a restaurant when you can start a roach coach and go?
that's what you call a food truck.
A food roach coach.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's a
That's a
California thing.
Definitely California
We
thing.
call it a roach coach.
We have stricter health policy here in Washington, so yeah.
Too cold for the roaches, yeah. We call them roach coaches, but yeah, the food's always good. And somebody's probably here's like, I can't believe he called my establishment a roach coach.
How do I get that guy banned?
I'm never going to Rick's again. Um,
Me either. Me either.
me either. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, we call them roach coaches. I don't know. That's just I don't know. Anyone else call them roach coaches?
Yeah,
Anyone? Anyone?
not me.
I totally call them roach coaches. A little
You're gonna get graffitied probably now. Watch.
probably.
Or,
If you want to paint a mural, I have several walls that are available. You
yes,
can paint a mural on. So like, and I've had a graffiti artist come and he painted a few murals for me. I just said, just give me a sketch of what you're doing. I just want to make it's a business, so I can't have some of those crazy letters on there. But like, um, but he did my veteran mural. I had a painting. I sent it to him, and he replicated it with spray cans. It was pretty cool. The DD-214. Anybody in the military? DD-214?
but what?
What? What?
More important than DD-214, EAOS. That's what leads up to your DD-214.
I have no idea what you just said.
Enlisted active out of service date, your EAOS, your discharge date.
Uh, ETS, I think is what we called it.
Yeah.
ETS date. I don't know. He's in the Navy. You got to excuse
Expired
him.
time of service. Is that what yours is? Yeah.
I'm terrible with acronyms. ETS, you're getting out. I spent more time in the military when they'd be throwing out acronyms. I'd be like, trying to translate it into my
WTF?
head. I was like,
What?
and,
LOL,
and then
huh?
I would miss the rest of the conversation because I was stuck being like, what is that? What's the acronym mean?
They shouldn't have weird words like we did in the Navy, like scuttlebutt and geedunk, like made up words for
Uh,
stuff.
yeah, but we aren't say things like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least you didn't say something like a geedunk. You know what that means?
Yeah. Well, you were a pogey in the Navy, so
Geedunk means junk food.
gedunk.
Yeah,
We call them lickies and chewies.
lickies and chewies.
Yeah,
Junk food.
junk food. And what's scuttlebutt? Is that
Ashtray.
ashtray? Yeah, we didn't say that either.
Yeah.
No,
But you got fore and aft and all that, right? Port, starboard.
no, Marines do because they're the Department of the Navy. Well, one's male, one's female.
What car did you drive today? No reason. I just curious what you drove.
A truck.
Oh, yeah.
The one you guys need to fix. If you're looking for auto service, Brothers Automotive. Yeah. In Moses Lake.
Seven
Fix
six
my
one 9744.
yeah. Oh yeah. What other words do we use? Yeah. Yeah. Military.
Oh, what about a chit?
Put your hand on your grape. You know what a grape is?
Oh,
Your hand on your head.
you guys had chits though,
Put your
right?
hand on your grape. A chit.
It's like a medical piece of paper
Something you eat.
you carry around. CHIT. The chit.
Uh,
You don't give a chit.
we had a cat card.
Yeah.
No, there's tons of stuff. But
Words.
the only memory I have of the military is when you join. There's a guy that looks at your bumhole. So when I got out of the military and I got a job, I go, when's the guy going to come and look at my, my brown eye? And they're like, what? I go, this isn't a thing you do. I mean, like, doesn't everyone do that? I'm still waiting for my medical clearance. Waiting for that guy to come,
Yeah.
It's probably like 5 guys in the whole nation that's seen everybody's bumholes in the military. It's crazy. But that's I don't know what they're looking for, you know. I took it downhill, guys. Sorry. uh, my mind's blank. I'm thinking of all the military terms, but yeah, we would they would say funny things. Uh we would say tracking a lot. You guys say tracking?
Tracking.
They'd announce something and then they'd be like tracking, like you got it?
Oh,
Everybody tracking?
no, copy that.
Copy that, tracking. We'd say hooah.
Yeah.
I think the Marines say hoorah. The Navy's like they say "Boo, boo, 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 boo." That's not funny.
Um,
Boo, 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 boo.
you're thinking of the Air Force.
Oh man, that's what they say.
And
I thought it was funny.
Marine
Johnny's not amused at all.
Marines say "oorah,
Yeah,
oorah,"
hoorah. I say hoorah. Yeah,
but it sounds like "ooah."
we say hooah.
Yeah.
I say hooah. Or they'd finish talking. They'd be like, "I'll see y'all tomorrow at 0600 hooah," and everybody else would be like hooah. That just means like I understand, or I got it. It means anything you want it to mean, actually.
You know, we've been going for like an hour already.
All right.
Crazy.
Well, we can wrap that up, hooah. The lingo of your club, but they're all similar. They all have their little languages and
Yeah.
codes they talk in.
Cadence.
Cadence. The Army sings when they talk. The Marines kind of low, right, low.
We sing too.
The Army's like, here we go again.
Stepping out on your left,
Yeah.
you're right, left. Stepping out on your left, you're right. Right over left. Yep.
Yes. So Army sings more when they.
C-130 rolling down the strip.
Yeah.
Navy SEALs gonna take another trip. Yeah.
I
We
hear,
had some good songs we
I
sang.
hear the choppers hovering overhead. They come to get the wounded. They come to get the dead.
Oh, that got dark.
They're all dark. Everything is like they got one about unaliving baby seals and
Wow.
doing dope.
Eskimo vagina.
There's one crack baby. Yeah, they got all sorts of. There's the bird on the windowsill.
This is what I have to put up with, guys.
but but part of it's indoctrination because you have to do dark things or
Yeah.
have the potential to do dark things. So it's all part of the brainwashing in the military.
We just drove people around. We were like a taxi service.
Yeah. There was one. They go pick it up, 2, 3, 4. They'd be like, I can't say it. I get banned. Like the whole sentence would be bannable. I can't say it.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
On that note, I might as well say it and get kicked off, but I won't because, like, yeah, somebody be offended because, like, every phrase of that song or chant cadence would be like somebody would cry, and then you need counseling, and then I would need counseling. All right, folks, thanks for joining us on the Rixican Show. Enjoy your spring. It's warming up. I'm excited. Have a great life, everybody. We'll see you next time.